Welcome back. I'm Lucinda Harmon, aka the Growth Catalyst. And if anyone doesn't know yet, my mission is to save the sales industry, to really upskill the sales profession and sales forces out there so that you can thrive, which is my absolute tagline, dare to thrive. I'm going to dare you to thrive and jump onto every single one of these sessions that I'll be delivering on YouTube and linking it to LinkedIn. Please do share it, and also please comment and like, go crazy, because I really want to get this message out there, really help sales professionals get fitter and stronger. So today is the all-important subject, the third session, which now is the art of persuasion, because I want to get you fit, not only for sales, but for life too. Because every skill I teach on sales, you can apply to your life and have a thriving life and business. So I'm going to take the sting out of sales today. That sting, like that bee that's got that sting you're scared of. I'm going to take that scary factor away, because I often get wrapped over the knuckles pretty hard at times, being told, I don't like that word persuasion. Take your persuasion away. Can't we make sales a little less sleazy, a little less like the second-hand car salesman? The truth of the fact is that we sell ourselves every day. It's a fact. I can't stop it. The human factor is this, and we'll go through it today. And I'll show you how easy it really is to adapt this to being more of an easy, seamless process than one of trauma and feeling stress and anxiety over. I want to start with a quote, like I always like to do. And to be persuasive, we must be believable. To be believable, we must be credible. And guess what? In order to be credible, we must be truthful. I'm going to take you back to the beginning. This is so important. It's going to take this thing away from persuasion and all the other things around sales. And you're going to start falling in love like I did with sales 35 years ago. To be persuasive, we must be believable. To be believable, we must be credible. To be credible, we must be truthful. Because people buy from people. People buy from people they trust. So this is very important to remember. Now, let's get something out of the way. The difference between manipulation, convincing, and persuasion. The difference between manipulation, convincing, persuasion. Now, manipulation is that nasty, sinister kind of operation you see people going through. It's somebody always loses. There's a winner and there's a loser. We don't want that in sales. We want winning situations. It's a manipulative kind of seller. Well, it's selfish. It's they in control, and they have an objective that they want to achieve to the demise of others. So they will captivate, they will take something, and it's definitely not with a winning, a service, a value approach at all. It really is about they will do whatever it takes in whatever way in order to achieve their goal, which is to get whatever they want, whatever result, whatever sale. They will use things like bribes. They will do things under the table. They will undercut people. Whatever it takes, they're the ones that will go and get your quote, undercut your quote for you, go back to that person, and before you know it, the rug is under your feet. Manipulative people, manipulative salespeople, not what we're after, and definitely not what I in any way would ever train on and want anyone to become like. I think if you're in the sales force, especially the medical realm, I've spent most of my time, that is something you see quite a lot, especially now heading into after, I'd say 2010, it's kind of increased quite significantly, especially in South Africa. So in convincing, the second part, it really has to do, there is will in convincing. There is a definite end of the line kind of objective that the person wants to get. It has got a little bit more of a 50-50 balance to it. So it's not so much someone loses, it is more on that 50-50. It's not so much of a fact that they're going to take somebody down and somebody's not going to get something, but there really is, as I'm trying to think about that word now, desired outcome. And now with convincing, there's that element of will is something I'm always going to caution people on. There was a time in my life when I was in the young days of my life, and probably from about 20 to 35, I used a lot of convincing. So I used a lot of my energy, a lot of my will. It was like I was determined. I would do anything and everything in order to get that deal. That convincing did come in. There was no manipulation, but there was certainly convincing. Not the greatest way to go on sales again, because you want to have very happy customers, and you want your sales to grow, and you want ever long-lasting relationships. And if convincing, you're also going to end up with burnout. We see a lot of sales professionals use convincing as a style of selling, end up that these are the people that end up burnt out, turning, as I said before, in the last session we did, that they can't handle rejection. They will then turn to things like drugs and turn to maybe alcohol, things like that. But convincing, and even leave the industry. So we don't want to go there. The third part is persuasion. Now, persuasion is when you're giving an offer. You're offering value. There's an element of honesty. Honesty. Now, this is where that quote comes in about the truthfulness and about this is a win-win situation. As much as the outside people, you go look at Wikipedia, whatever, they don't like that word persuasion particularly. But in sales, persuasive selling is a good sales, a good style of sales to start really mastering. And because in persuasion, we will look at now, I'm going to pick my top 4 kind of areas that I want to focus. We can't do them all. We can't focus in this session that I'm giving you on YouTube on that. So the first most important point for persuasion, the way to sell, as in life, is likability. It's finding a common ground, a similarity between you and your customer. Now, let me tell you something. Imagine you're going out and you're going for a date. You want to go meet people. You're now out in the market. You've been in a divorce, or you brand new dating, whatever it might be. The first thing you got to do is people tend to, like they always say, birds of a feather flock together. People like to have things in common. People tend to engage with you and feel comfortable with you when they share some sort of common ground, something that you share. And this is something I mastered very, very early in my actual sales days, is I'll go in a room and I assess around, or I look at what's happening, whether it's seasons, whether it's a sports that's going on, or whatever's happening, anything that's latest in the news or whatever. And I would share something I felt for that person. There would be something about commonality or similarity between us. So this is a very important thing to strike up, this likability, common ground that concretes that relationship. This is the point 1 in the art of persuasion, is finding that common ground, find those similarities, anchoring it, because then the person learns to trust you. They feel like you're not a stranger. They can relax. They can let the guard down a bit more. They can share with you. They can allow you into their space. Very important. The second most important thing in this is called reciprocity. Now, I want to give you that tip now, and if you're going to say to me, no way, then I'm going to go, you're not a chance. So if somebody gives you a present or a gift, do you just take it? Or do you feel like you want to do something back for that person? Something you want to maybe give them a gift. Maybe it's for those that celebrate Christmas or birthdays or whatever you do. If somebody gives you something, do you feel at some level in life that you must give something back to them? Now, this is the art of reciprocity. It really comes about mutual benefit, and it comes to returning the favor. Now, they've worked this out, particularly now, medical clamped down on this in South Africa a while ago, stopping gifts to clients and customers because they realized that this was getting way too many sales. And so they cut down and they put an organization in place that actually would stop it, stop any gift buying, that kind of thing within. And obviously things are done more discreetly, kind of outside so people can't see it, but it still exists because people know whether you give them a mug, a pen. I remember pens being the killer product always to give. Even a pen, a cheap pen, it could be worth, I'm going to go in Rand for South Africa, 7 Rand could have been. But somehow that person felt, if you giving me something, somehow maybe the next deal I must actually give you more of a chance, or I should then allow you to have a chance at a deal. And maybe I'll invite you in to tender for a particular quote for a particular product or something like that. So reciprocity, never underestimate that, really, about reciprocity. I want you next time somebody gives you something, especially if a giver, you'll find it very difficult not to give back. For takers, another ball game, but for the givers, it's going to be very difficult. But try the next time someone gives you something and go, thank you, and just take it. But don't try and reciprocate, and see how difficult it is. It really is difficult when somebody gives a lot of good for you. Now, put that in a relationship again. If you think about a relationship, when you're with somebody that brings you flowers and brings you lovely things, is sentimental and loving and caring, and on your special days looks after you and all of that kind of thing, it's quite difficult not to reciprocate that love and kindness and generosity of spirit. It's just part of being human. The third part that comes into sales, very importantly, is something called scarcity. Now, this is where we build that familiar thing called FOMO, fear of missing out. And scarcity is all about people want to have a chance at something, especially when they know it's hot and there's a special or an early bird or a deadline or going to be discontinued, or there's only a few of these products left. Now, think about an airline. Airlines do this perfectly. I've seen it actually even in holiday destinations. I've seen people do this brilliantly. Even Apple has done this pretty well as well. Is they will tell you that they're running out of a series, they're running out of flights, or this particular aircraft is no longer going to be going across a particular country. This is your last chance experience. This aircraft leaving at this destination, and that's it. There are 5 tickets left. Do you want to see how quickly those 5 tickets go? Crazy. And this is how you also can get people. How many of these online coaches and people are selling online tickets? Watch the big likes of a Tony Robbins, how he very cleverly does all these early bird special offers. Come in now, you and your friend, you come in for an X amount of money. Or if you sign up now before whatever date is, the middle of the month, you actually get it for, say, $100 less. And you jump at that because you want to save money. Everyone wants to save money. So this is how you buy into the scarcity factor. Very, very strategically used in sales. And everybody wants a special deal. Put your hand up if you don't want a special deal. My hand's not up. I want a special deal, right? I want to feel like when I get something that I'm getting the very best I can. If I know a cell phone is now going to go on the market, and if I get that phone now, I'm going to get a free watch and I'm going to get R1,000 voucher for one of the stores I use often, of course I'm going to jump. If I'm given 48 hours, I'm going to make sure in 48 hours I prioritize buying that phone. So this is scarcity for you. And that fourth all-important part that I want to bring to you today. What is in it for me? What is in it for me, which I coach and train on more than I've probably ever said. Those, how many words? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words. What is in it for me? 5 words. And it really is about the bonuses, the incentives, the specials, and the value adds. You want to under-promise and over-deliver to your customers. Under-promise, over-deliver. You want to give that aha, that extraordinary feeling, as I wrote in my book, Go Shake the Trees. You want people to think, oh my word, I'm going to go back again, because that's where you get the real deals. This place is where if I'm going in and I'm getting this, I'm going to get so much more than actually what I even came in for. And your customers are thrilled. They're feeling like they've got such a deal from you. And this is so important in sales. I can't explain it. I worked for a company that refused to give any additional, they didn't take discounts off or give money for returns, or they didn't add on, they didn't pad the deals. They gave a raw deal, and that was it. There was no discount. There was no negotiation. That's the price, black and white. And guess what? Their sales were not great. No matter what you did, you were up against very clever competitors in the field. And this is where, for me, they slipped quite dramatically. You've got to add value, lots of value, in order to get people coming back and back and back, and believing that their brand and their purchase is the best they've ever made. So this is very important to me. What is in it for me? So there are your 4: likability, reciprocity, scarcity. What is in it for me? What is in it for you? Because you want value, and you want to know that you're getting the best deal at the best product for the best price, for the best everything you can imagine, that you can go and share and brag, and then you're going to be creating a whole source of the best marketing, your marketers that you can find are those customers that are bought from you. Now, I want to test you for an exercise, and do put them in the comments below. I want to hear your feedback. I want to test out these 4 important ways of using persuasion in sales, or even your life. Maybe not in sales, maybe your life. And I want you to see which one feels the best for you, which one is easiest for you to do, and what are you going to focus on? Where do you think in life that you actually think you actually need to maybe put a little bit of time into? So which is the easiest and which you think you need to focus on? Likability, reciprocity, scarcity. What is in it for me? Now, remember, in order to be persuasive in a positive way, in a way in sales that's going to bring you positive results, and remember your customer's value, you want to build relationships, trust, and long-term relationships, you must be believable. You must be credible. You must be truthful. And this I'm going to leave with you today to think over. We'll come back to the whole fact about building trust with with customers and building credibility. If you're seen as an expert, if you're offering value and they know that you are the expert, your professionalism, the way you come across, your product knowledge, your ability to sell, your ability to deliver after service, all these wonderful things are going to build your credibility, which only you can build for yourself in your industry, whether it be on your social media platforms, whether it be in your emails, whatever you're giving to your customers. Start working and building on credibility, and we will come back to the subject. So let's go back to it for the one last time. Let's remember in life that to be persuasive, we must be believable. For us to be believable, we must be credible. For us to be credible, we must be truthful. So next week, guess what's happening next week? It's all going to be about handling objections. That's me from Lucinda. Till next Monday. Have a great day.